You know what's absolutely infuriating? After everything Roman Reigns has done, after 4 years of dominance, after conquering everyone put in front of him, there are still people who think Brock Lesnar can just waltz back into WWE and take what belongs to the tribal chief. And now, with Survivor Series on the horizon and the Vision lurking in the shadows, Roman just dropped a warning so brutal, so calculated, that it should make every single doubter sit down and shut up. But will they? Of course not. Because some people need to learn the hard way that you don't challenge the head of the table without consequences. Let me ask you something. When was the last time Brock Lesnar actually earned a championship opportunity? I'll wait. The man disappears 4 months, shows up when he feels like it, and gets handed title shots like they are party favors. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns has been here week after week, carrying this company on his back, building a legacy that will never be matched. And somehow, people want to act like Brock is the hero in this story? Roman's message wasn't just words. It was a statement. A reminder to Brock, to the Vision, to everyone in that locker room, that the tribal chief doesn't just hold power, he is power. And heading into Survivor Series, with tensions at an all-time high, this warning shot has changed everything about how we need to view this situation. Here's what really happened. During the latest SmackDown, Roman Reigns stood in the center of that ring with the presence of a man who has nothing left to prove but everything left to protect. He looked directly into the camera, and you could feel the intensity radiating through the screen. He talked about Brock Lesnar's audacity to even think about coming back for another shot at the undisputed championship. Roman didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. The quiet confidence of a man who's beaten Brock multiple times is more terrifying than any screaming promo. Brock, you had your chances, Roman said, his eyes cold and focused. You had your moments, and every single time, you fell short. I don't care if you suplex me 100 times. I don't care if you break me in half. At the end of the day, I'm still standing, and you're still chasing something you'll never catch again. But here's where it gets interesting. Roman didn't stop at Brock. He turned his attention to the Vision, this mysterious coalition that's been forming behind the scenes, threatening to dismantle everything Roman has built. For weeks, we've been hearing whispers about the Vision, seeing cryptic messages, watching superstars align themselves with this new force. And Roman? He's not scared. He's angry. You want to talk about visions? Roman continued. I've been living my vision for 4 years. I envisioned myself as the greatest of all time, and I made it happen. What's your vision? Chaos? Destruction? Taking what I built and tearing it down? Good luck with that. Because at Survivor Series, reality is going to hit you so hard, you'll wish you never opened your eyes. The crowd was split. Half of them chanting tribal chief, the other half booing out of sheer frustration with Roman's dominance. And that's exactly what makes this so compelling. Roman has transcended traditional face and heel dynamics. He's a force of nature that people can't help but react to. Now, let's talk about Brock Lesnar's involvement because this is where things get complicated. Brock hasn't been seen on WWE television in months. His contract situation has been murky at best. But sources close to the situation have indicated that Brock is very interested in one more run with Roman Reigns. And honestly, can you blame him? Their rivalry has produced some of the greatest matches in WWE history. WrestleMania 38, SummerSlam, Crown Jewel, every time these two collide, magic happens. But here's the question I need you to answer in the comments. Does Brock Lesnar even deserve another shot at Roman Reigns? Has he earned it, or is this just another example of a part-timer getting special treatment while full-time wrestlers bust their backs every single week? Drop your thoughts below because I genuinely want to know where you stand on this. The Vision adds another layer of complexity to this entire situation. According to reports, the Vision is comprised of some of WWE's most talented and frustrated superstars who feel like they've been held down by Roman's reign of terror. Names like Chad Gable, Austin Theory, and potentially even someone like LA Knight have been rumored to be involved. These are guys who believe they deserve main event opportunities but have been stuck in Roman's shadow. And you know what? They might have a point. Roman has been so dominant for so long that the entire main event scene on SmackDown has revolved around him. Title opportunities have been limited. Storylines have centered on the bloodline. Other superstars have had to fight for scraps while Roman feasts at the head of the table. But does that justify what the Vision is planning? Does it justify potentially aligning with Brock Lesnar, a man who represents everything wrong with the part-time wrestler system, just to take down Roman? That's the moral dilemma WWE is presenting us with, and it's brilliant storytelling. Here's what we know about Survivor Series so far. The traditional elimination match format is returning, and it appears that Roman Reigns will be leading a team against the Vision's team. The speculation is that Brock Lesnar will be the captain of the Vision Squad, bringing together a group of superstars united by their hatred of Roman's dominance. On Roman's side, we're likely to see members of the Reformed bloodline, possibly Jimmy Uso, G Uso if they can reconcile, and other loyalists who have benefited from being in Roman's orbit. The stakes couldn't be higher. If Roman's team loses, it could signal the beginning of the end for his era of dominance. If the vision fails, it proves what Roman has been saying all along, that nobody can touch him, that his reign is untouchable, that he truly is the greatest of all time. But let me throw this out there, and this is going to upset some of you. What if Roman is right about everything? What if we've been so conditioned to root against the dominant champion that we can't appreciate what we're witnessing? Roman Reigns has given us 4 years of consistency, incredible matches, compelling storylines, and character development that's second to none. He's elevated everyone he's worked with. He's made the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship mean something again. Brock Lesnar, for all his talent, is the antithesis of that. He shows up, gets paid, and leaves. He doesn't invest in storylines. He doesn't cut promos that build young talent. He's a mercenary, plain and simple. So why should we be excited about him potentially ending Roman's reign? Because he can do 3 suplexes and an F5? Please. And the Vision? If they are just a collection of bitter superstars who couldn't beat Roman individually so they are ganging up on him, what does that say about them? That they are strategic? Or that they are weak? Here's another question for the comments. Who do you think should be the captain of Roman's team at Survivor Series besides Roman himself? Who has earned that spot? Is it G Uso after his redemption arc? Could it be someone unexpected like Solo Psycho stepping up? Let me know your predictions. The mind games have already begun. Roman's warning message wasn't just verbal, it was psychological warfare. He's getting into Brock's head, reminding him of every loss, every failure, every moment where the tribal chief proved superior. And for the Vision, he's planting seeds of doubt. Can they really trust each other? Can they really trust Brock Lesnar, a man who's notorious for looking out for himself above all else? Social media has been exploding with reactions to Roman's promo. Twitter is divided down the middle. Some fans are saying Roman is the greatest heel of this generation and that his promo was perfect. Others are saying they are sick of him and can't wait to see him finally lose. And that division, that passion, that emotion, that's what great wrestling is supposed to create. The beautiful thing about this storyline is that there's no clear right or wrong. You can logically argue for Roman's perspective. You can understand the Vision's frustration. You can appreciate Brock's desire for one more legendary run. It's multi-layered, it's complex, and it's exactly what WWE needs heading into Survivor Series. Now, what happens if Brock and the Vision succeed? What if they actually dethrone Roman Reigns and end his historic run? The wrestling landscape would change overnight. New stars would emerge. New storylines would dominate. The entire power structure of WWE would shift. But is that what's best for business? Is that what's best for the fans? Or would we be giving up something special before its natural conclusion? One last question before we wrap this up, and this is the big one. Do you think Roman Reigns' warning will actually matter, or is this the beginning of his downfall? Are we witnessing the final chapter of the tribal chief's reign, or is this just another obstacle he'll overcome on his way to cementing himself as the undisputed greatest of all time? Comment below with your predictions. Survivor Series is shaping up to be one of the most important events of the year. Roman Reigns has drawn a line in the sand. Brock Lesnar is circling like a predator. The Vision is waiting in the shadows. And somewhere in the middle of all this chaos, the future of WWE hangs in the balance. The tribal chief has spoken. The question is anyone actually listening? Or are they too busy planning his destruction to hear the truth in his words? We're about to find out.